speaking at the BRICS Leaders Virtual Summit today, urged member states to uphold multilateralism, reject unilateralism and protectionism, and strengthen cooperation among emerging economies. Hosted by the Brazilian President Lula da Silva, the summit brought together leaders of the expanded BRICS group to address global economic challenges, World Trade Organization reform, and regional conflicts. The summit came amid rising US trade tariffs on BRICS members, with Brazil and India recently facing 50% duties. Leaders voiced opposition to unilateral trade measures and discussed reforms to international institutions, including the WTO and UN Security Council. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar also took part in the summit. Notably, Brazil chose not to release a unified statement, highlighting the diverse trade approaches among BRICS members. We are now joined by William Yang. He is a China analyst and he joins us live from Taipei in Taiwan. William, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Chinese President Xi Jinping has urged BRICS to reject unilateralism and protectionism. Is this mainly a swipe at Washington?
Yes, I think definitely that reference is to the U.S. government's ongoing tariff pressure against countries around the world. And I think China definitely sees a moment and an opening for itself again to unite and rally countries that have been on the receiving end of the tariff pressure from the United States to then form a bloc of its own and try to consolidate its own influence, especially among countries in the global south. And that is obviously, evident through the representation of the countries that are part of the BRICS. And I think this particular message is to double down on the image and the message that he has been repeating since the SCO summit in China last week.
Yes, and of course, with Brazil and India both facing 50% tariffs and both being a member of BRICS, is Washington effectively pushing BRICS members closer together?
Yes, I believe so, because if we remember just a couple months ago, Donald Trump has also warned about having tariffs against BRICS member states. And so I think now there is a growing, consensus among all these countries that the only way for them to actually push back against the United States is to come together and try to find a collective way to actually be able to weather the pressure that is coming from Washington. And I believe that they now see the possibility of that by using the multilateral organizations like BRICS or SCO to actually try to achieve that goal.
William, Brazil as the host declined to issue a unified statement. Why?
I think that is a reflection of the existing divisions that still are there among all the BRICS member states. Just like SCO, BRICS is a organization that is still loosely aligned on some very ill-defined principles. And there are still a lot of works to do to try to bring all the member states from different parts of the world together and try to implement more concrete policies going forward. And in the past, because of the suspicion among some of the member states, especially between China and India, that has not been possible. But maybe I think this moment, the fact that all the member states are basically on the receiving ends of the pressure coming from the US, and they are unified by the dislike of Donald Trump's policy, that might in fact provide some ground for the larger member states, especially China, India, to actually explore and put forward a vision that might be able to actually bring all the member states on board. But I think as of now, the process is still in negotiation, and I think that is why Brazil didn't put forward a statement following the summit.
William Yang, thank you very much. Pleasure to get your insight, and thank you for taking the time.